Welcome to BricksNShticks. My name is Lachlan, and in this video I'll be taking a look at LEGO Set 75362, Ahsoka Tano's T-6 Jedi Shuttle. Released in September of 2023, this set is rated for ages 9 and up, comes with 601 pieces, and retails for 110 Australian dollars. On the front of the box, we are presented with a deceivingly appealing image of the set, along with the teal stripe to signify the Ahsoka line of sets, not to mention the Ahsoka figure at the bottom left hand corner. We also get a look at the 4 minifigures that come with the set, but I'll go more in depth in just a second. Looking at the side of the box, we see the front of the T-6, and on the top, we get this set's 1-to-1 scaled figure, and you wouldn't believe it, it's Ahsoka. On the back here, we see this cool action shot, as well as some play features, and, as it should, it spins. And when I say it spins, I'm obviously referring to the LEGO set and not the box. When new, this set comes with 6 numbered bags, an instruction manual, and a sticker sheet with 6 individual stickers. Unfortunately, I built this set before creating this channel, and have also seemed to have misplaced the instruction manual. So instead, I have found this image from Jay's Brick blog to supplement. His full article will be linked in the description below. But with the set built, let's look at the figures, starting with Ahsoka herself. Ahsoka has an incredible amount of detail. So much, in fact, that I would expect a minifigure like this from a Star Wars minifigure series, if they ever did one. LEGO gave Ahsoka 2 clear-bladed lightsabers, which I think really should have been in a cloudy white to match the rest of the recently updated lightsabers. Besides from that, LEGO gave Ahsoka, as I'm sure you've noticed, printing on the front of her torso and legs. She also has printing on both her arms and back of her torso. Under that rubber lacquer, Ahsoka also has 2 face prints. One looking kind of calm, and another ready for battle. Next, we've got Ahsoka's apprentice, Sabine Wren. Like Ahsoka, Sabine has heaps of printing. A little less than Ahsoka, but not by much. And that reduced amount of printing is covered by the sheer amount of accessories she is given. Starting off, LEGO gave her a green lightsaber with that cloudy effect that I mentioned earlier, as well as 2 blasters and 2 head accessories, being her helmet with rangefinder and purple hair. Again, like Ahsoka, Sabine has prints on both sides of her face, which have the same general expression to Ahsoka, calm and battle ready. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Sabine's face prints and do prefer to keep her helmet on. On to Huyang now. This is one of the few droids that LEGO has made in minifigure form, and when looking at this figure from a printing perspective, he looks amazing. Though I do feel that if the B1 battle droid molds were used, just with a specialized head mold, this figure might have looked better. Possibly. And maybe we'll get that in the future. But for what we do have, as I've already said, this figure is amazing. LEGO did give him a newly molded headpiece, which on its own looks fantastic. Though I do have to say, the proportions don't feel quite right. It might be that the neck isn't long enough, or that the head is just too big for the body. Really, I can't put my finger on it. Moving down slightly to his torso, the printing here is done so well. Even with his flat 2D printed body, the notches and grooves come through really well. Unfortunately, I can't say the same about his waist cape though, which really should have been cloth with dual molded legs underneath. But, oh well, the rest of his legs look really good though, with printing on his toes, especially to give him an aged look. Unfortunately, Huyang didn't receive any arm printing, but I'll give LEGO the pass since they did give him his signature backpack. And underneath, LEGO even included some more printing. And I'm sure you've noticed by now, LEGO gave Huyang a screwdriver piece for his accessory. On to the final minifigure of the set now, Marok. Though his appearance in the Ahsoka show was only brief, this mysterious Inquisitor is certainly a fine addition to my collection. The new helmet mold for this figure looks amazing, and the shoulder pads with the printing to go along with it are nothing short of fantastic, and I know I've used that word a lot this video. Under the helmet, there is a black headpiece with no printing, as in the show we never really see his face. The accuracy on this figure goes crazy. With that being said though, he is lacking arm printing, but the printing on the front of his torso and legs that he gets is close to perfect. I love the rusty look given to his armor here, and also on the back. And of course, since he is an Inquisitor, LEGO was sure to give him his rightful lightsaber with that really clean Inquisitor hilt. With the minifigures examined, let's take a look at the highlights and lowlights of this ship. Starting off here at the nose of the ship, we can see that the clear canopy piece is printed. Thank you LEGO for not making that a sticker. The exterior of this cockpit is done really well. The curves, notches, and angles here are done in such a way that it is really easy to overlook the fact that in universe, it is perfectly flush the whole way round. If we move down just a little, you will notice that the cockpit is slightly indented into the body, which LEGO managed to do in a fairly simple yet clever way. By using this small brown Technic pin, LEGO allows for the cockpit to sit snugly between the wings. By doing this, it also means that for kids playing with the set, they can also use the cockpit as an escape shuttle. I'm not sure if that was an intentional play feature of the set, but it's still cool regardless. While we're at the front of the cockpit, I'm sure your eyes have noticed the stud shooters right at the front of the wings. And honestly, I'm quite alright with them, since they blend in quite well with the build and are the only ones in the set. The details on these wings are really something else. The paint job is done with a mixture of bricks and stickers, which works really well. The colours of the stickers don't exactly match the colour of the bricks, but unlike some of the other sets with this problem, I feel like it actually kind of works here. And whilst we're on the topic of the stickers, I would highly recommend applying these stickers once you've put the pieces you're sticking it onto on the set. Otherwise you run the risk of there being a gap and the seamless illusion breaking. Now, as I'm sure you've seen by now, there is a rather visible cogpiece at the neck of the build, which isn't strictly accurate to the source material, but if you ask me, I kind of prefer it being there, as it makes the ship feel more rigid and mechanical. But it's not just there for looks. By using this cog, the body of the ship is able to rotate, though I will get to that once I finish covering the top of the build. Moving up a little, we find the fin at the top here. Like the wings, the red paint job is executed very effectively, with mirroring stickers on both sides. Again, I'll say the same thing that I said before. Please apply the stickers to the round tiles after you've put it onto the build. Surprisingly, I really do like the stickers that come with this set, but they can either make or very easily break it. At the base of the fin, we get a small storage compartment, which on one side holds a small workbench for Hugh Yang, with which he can put his screwdriver. Taking the workbench out is quite easy to do, and putting it back in is just as easy. On the other side, and apologies for the very shaky video, is another small compartment, in which I personally like to store Sabine's other blaster and her hairpiece. Continuing down the fin, we reach the back of the ship where we find 4 thrusters. Back here we also see a lot of cannons, including a little bubble cockpit, where, in universe, someone can sit. But I'm sure you're waiting eagerly to see the amazing amount of details on the underside of the ship, and just how LEGO managed to pull it off. So without further ado, I present to you the highly detailed underside. And if you couldn't tell, there was a heavy amount of sarcasm there. The underside of the hull does have some detail, but the wings are seriously lackluster, especially when comparing them to the top side. Down here there are 2 more storage compartments, this time even smaller than before. Now, I wish I could say more about the underside, but there really isn't anything to say. There was a lot of potential to do something really cool down here with the design, but it just didn't really hit the mark. Oh, and the cog, I almost forgot about that. This simple contraption allows for the wings to rotate around the body, while the body itself stays perfectly still, allowing you to put the ship into some pretty cool angles for display. Though unfortunately, no stand was provided with the ship, though I do plan to make one myself. All in all, I do quite like this set and would highly recommend it to anyone who's a Rebels or Ahsoka fan. It had some really cool building techniques and some awesome minifigures, with the majority of the ship looking quite good. Do I like it enough to justify spending $110 on it though? Honestly, no. I feel like $90 would have been a very reasonable price, but I just can't justify the full thing. So like I often say, if you can find the set on sale somewhere, I would highly recommend purchasing it at that price. If you made it here to the end of the video, please do consider liking and subscribing. Also comment what sets you would like to see me review in the future. And I'll see you in a fortnight. Take care and talk soon.